You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Looking for these better days.
It is Thursday, April 23rd. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. It's draft day in the NFL. First round of the NFL draft tonight in Pittsburgh. The New York Mets finally win a baseball game, and a tried and true system in the NBA playoffs comes through once again. Mackenzie Rivers joins me on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel. Mac, we start with the NFL draft first round tonight from Pittsburgh. And even though the markets are off the board here in Vegas, those of you in states where you are allowed to bet the NFL draft and on certain books like FanDuel, you can still get down on some things. And the biggest story over the past 2 days has been what the New York Jets are going to do with the number 2 overall pick. It was just a couple of days ago an overwhelming favorite that Arvil Reese was going to be the number 2 overall pick. But since it has completely changed, David Bailey, the defensive end from Texas Tech, now up on FanDuel, a minus 140 favorite to be the 2nd overall pick. Now, usually where there's smoke, there is fire, they say, Mackenzie. But when you see drastic movement like this in the final days leading up to the NFL draft, what is your thoughts on it?
It's all, to me, it's all about where it lands. When there is certainty, the market tends to reflect certainty. When it comes to this 50-50 mark, reminds me of the Tua and Justin Herbert year where either of them could have gone 5 to the Dolphins and all the money came in on one side, and then the day of the draft, all the money came in on the other side. It was still 50, close enough to, if it's in that 60-40 range, I am convinced that nobody actually knows that's betting these things.
It seems like, though, a lot of people are following where the market has been moving, and this David Bailey to go 2nd overall has picked up the most steam out of anybody. The fact that every book has moved the line, it just feels like either people are going to feel really dumb for backing the information and the movement and just assuming that because the markets move, because somebody out there has Bailey as the favorite and everybody follows suit, that he's going to be the 2nd overall pick. Either everyone's going to feel stupid or it's going to be another one of those cases where it's like, hey, the information was ahead of the sports books and you could have had a pretty good long shot bet on Bailey to go 2nd overall and cashed instead of having to lay minus.
Well, we don't have the long shot option available to us.
We don't.
Plus 110?
No, we don't. Right now it's at plus 140 up on minus 140 up on FanDuel.
Oh, it is minus money. Ooh, okay.
Yep. And what's interesting is there was, let's see, a couple of days ago when we talked to Chris Dell about the NFL draft, right? And we were talking about possibility of David Bailey actually being the 5th overall pick to the New York Giants. And that was at 22-1. We talked about wagering that. And what's interesting is maybe, Chris was onto something with seeing all these mock drafts have David Bailey inside the top 5, but maybe, we just didn't know that it was going to be the 2nd overall to the New York Jets. But 22-1, we thought maybe the 5th overall pick to the New York Giants. We'll see where he lands tonight. I think it's a fascinating story. I think if he does not go number 2, and it is Arvil Reese, let's see what happens with the remainder of the first round of the NFL draft. Because Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, is also a very intriguing figure. He is still the favorite to go 4th overall to the Tennessee Titans at plus 165. He is the 2nd favorite to go 3rd overall. That pick currently held by the Arizona Cardinals at plus 200. And there's been some smoke behind this, Mackenzie. There was a video that came out yesterday, and shout out to Nick in our Better Day community chat who posted the tweet of the video of the Cardinals like doing like their or somebody doing like the draft dress rehearsal, and it was essentially like the Cardinals pretending like they drafted Jeremiah Love third overall. So was that leaked rehearsal because they know that he's going to get picked, or
Hmm.
just they're just going through a little bit of a rehearsal and doing whatever player.
Maybe they have like a bucket of lottery balls, and they just
Yeah.
pick a random one.
Yes.
Like they say in poker, you should like look at your watch and see like a certain time, like whatever time it is. That way you can guarantee your randomness. So maybe they have literally no input into what that board said, just to throw people off.
Well, everybody's got a final mock out there, right? And everyone's mock has changed. We
Who's
all
going number 2, Scott?
well, everybody's mock now has changed to David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech.
And it's only minus 140.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the other way.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay some. I'm thinking about the dog. I'll just say that much. I'm thinking about
All
the
right.
dog.
Well, if in fact it is Bailey at second overall to the Jets, it is then likely to be Arvell Reese, the edge to the Cardinals at number 3. Jeremiah Love then at number 4 to the Titans, and then I think number 5 gets very interesting. The Giants could take Sonny Styles, the linebacker, excuse me. They could take Francis Mayuga, the offensive tackle. Maybe they go wide receiver, although the fact that they have the 10th overall pick makes me think that they can wait to get a wide receiver, right? I think the 5th overall pick, and people say, oh, the draft doesn't start. Draft starts at number 2. Maybe the draft starts at number 5 with the New York Giants, because they might be the wild card with 2 picks in the top 10 tonight.
John Harbaugh's first pick in New York. What's their number one need right now? I would say it's like a running back, like a veteran, like a $15 million a year guy, nothing to can catch out of the backfield, does flips over people. If they can get somebody like that, that would set their franchise straight. But what do you think John Harbaugh is going to do?
I think John Harbaugh wants to. I think the Giants have spent a lot of money on defense, right? But when you trade away Dexter Lawrence, you don't trade that player away.
Why would they do this
and not replace him? So, if you want to, maybe run a different scheme or personnel package on defense, I think the Giants are going to get, they're going to get a linebacker or a pass rusher in this draft. And like I said, that linebacker could be Sonny Styles. It's likely to be Sonny Styles. I know everyone's talking about the safety, Caleb Downs, as well. But I think Sonny Styles to the Giants at number 5 is a pretty safe pick.
Safeties and centers. The Ravens got a lot of flack over the years, and they ended up being right on a lot of bad positional value that ended up being right. I wonder if John's taking that, or if he's thinking, I didn't really like those picks. I'm gonna do something different. Kyle Hamilton, I remember, was like, well, you're gonna draft a safety like that, and then he's the best player in football, for all we know.
So I think that the Giants, Caleb Downs, the safety, I think they're going to take him at 10th overall. He is plus 300 to go 10th overall, because I don't think anybody else is taking a safety inside that top 10, right? I think that there's a chance that could the Giants move up and take a wide receiver if they are in love with Carnell Tate.
The Ravens are not in the top 10, correct? So they're not going to scoop the safety
10, no.
before
No.
Harbaugh. Okay.
No.
All right, good.
No.
Yeah, I like that. 3 to 1. I like that.
Listen, it's going to be fun. There's not, like I said, here in Vegas, not much we can do with it. But those of you, we did the full draft preview pod with Christelle earlier this week. If you want to go back and listen to that and see if you want to finalize, maybe opinions have changed before we get here to the draft tonight.
I'll tell you this, though. It's not a bet, but it's a prediction. Ty Simpson, right, from Alabama, he will be the second quarterback drafted. I'll tell you
Good
that.
call, Mackenzie.
I saw that market on one of these, online sites was resolved. I looked at it and it said 97%. Like, well, that seems likely. But it wasn't under the active markets. It was under the resolved markets.
Ooh.
That is someone just threw in the towel. Someone just said, let me pay you the rest of this money because it's that certain of a thing. But I don't think you could bet it. But you can take it to the bank.
Ty Simpson look at this. To be a first round pick on FanDuel, Ty Simpson minus 320.
Okay, well then Wait a minute.
Let's see. Ty Simpson. Wow. DraftKings minus 400.
So
Ty
they
Simpson
think
to be a first
the
round
over
pick.
1.5 quarterback should be minus 400.
Wow. So let's see. Player over under specials. No. Teams for selection. Draft totals. Here we go. Total quarterbacks in the first round is over 1.5 is now minus 400. Under 1.5 plus 270. It's a terrible straddle. You can't bet these markets. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, they got beaten too many times.
Well, I take back everything I said then. I guess according to this information, everybody thinks that Ty Simpson's going to be a first-round pick. I can't see it. And listen, I'm not a GM. I don't bet the draft like I used to because, again, it's off the board here in Vegas already. Information's moved. Can't get down much on it. And I made more money betting the NBA last night than I'm going to do betting on the NFL draft. So that's enough of our draft coverage. Have fun tonight in Pittsburgh. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers shows up or not.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props and your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/believe. That's BLEAV to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 plus, select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus, DC, Kentucky, Wyoming. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org and call 800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867 in Louisiana.
Well, speaking of the NBA, Mackenzie, last night we had a 7-0 trend improve to 8-0. And that is when the home favorite loses in game 1 of the first round. They are now 8-0 straight up in ATS in game number 2, with the Pistons winning and covering last night against the Orlando Magic. 98-83 was your final. Cade Cunningham with 27 points and 11 assists. And this trend goes even further back. If you want to go back to 2017, 14-1 straight up and against the spread for the home favorites that lose in game 1 in the first round of the NBA playoffs.
30-3 to start the third quarter. What is that? Is that strategy? Is that like superior talent? It's something, it's something primal. It's something just they had it. They had it more, and they didn't. They let go of the rope a little bit, but they were able to carry on and get the cover.
Yeah. So now, obviously, overwhelming favorites in the series. We'll check the updated series price here up on FanDuel for the Detroit Pistons, now minus 290 to win the series over the Orlando Magic. Yep. Minus 290. Okay.
Can I parlay that with the Thunder and get minus 110?
You probably could. Well, the Thunder are going to be overwhelming. Thunder with a win over the Phoenix Suns last night.
Did not cover. Game 2 snapback.
Yeah, OKC closed at what? 17-point favorites? 17 and a half? I even saw in some books. That is an insane line in the NBA playoffs. Did you actually look up to see is that the highest spread we've ever had in the NBA playoffs? Let's
It
see.
is
Right now,
second.
yeah.
2016, the Spurs laid 18 versus the Grizzlies, and they won and covered.
Well, Thunder 17.5 point favorites last night get the win, but they do not get the cover.
Hey, top
They
three
don't-
ain't bad.
They only won by 13, Mackenzie. 120 to 107 last night. SGA had 37 points as the Thunder take a commanding 2-0 series lead over the Phoenix Suns. All right, we have 3 games on the schedule for tonight. The Knicks are at the Atlanta Hawks with that series tied at a game apiece. And for the series, Mackenzie, you talked about this being your best bet. The Knicks are minus 180 to win the series. For game number 3 tonight, the Knicks 1.5 point road favorites in Atlanta, total of 216.5.
So far in the playoffs, 6-4. If you just bet the loser straight up in ATS, I feel like the Knicks bounce back here. Also, I'm still going to say the over. Both of these first 2 games have gone under miraculously, but I think the Knicks aren't going to put up another 20 points in the fourth quarter. I think they'll figure some stuff out.
Yeah, I think this is a Knicks win. I think this is a Knicks series win. And by the way, if we're looking just at stats in the playoffs so far, first round, I believe home teams 11-5 straight up, 10-6 against the spread because we had the non-cover and the win last night by the Thunder. Favorite.
So I said 6-4. Make that 8-4 because it was 2-0 last night.
Yeah.
Not included. Yeah. So 8-4. Just bet the loser. They want it more the next game. Bet the ATS loser in the next game.
Yep. Favorites 8-8 straight up in ATS here in these playoffs, and this is where it really is just unbelievable. Totals, Mackenzie, 13-3 to the under as OKC goes over last night, but the Detroit Pistons go under. So totals are 13-3 to the under here in the first round of the
with
NBA
margin,
playoffs.
like a touchdown margin. It's insane after the highest scoring season in 50 years.
So I just want to clarify what Mackenzie was saying here. This season, if you bet the previous team that lost against the spread in the follow-up game in the just the first round, right?
Yeah.
So forget about the play-in round.
The playoffs.
We play in the playoffs. Yes, we are 7-5 straight up, 8-4 against the spread.
By the way, if you did this in the first round since 2021, 300 games, 58%. If you're just betting the ATS loser in the next game, so it's been pretty good.
I like that. That is really good stuff. Game 2 tonight. The Cavaliers are at the Raptors with Cleveland holding a 2-0 series lead. And up on FanDuel, the Cavs 3.5 point favorites in Toronto, total of 220.5.
I don't have a good handle on this series. I feel like James Harden doesn't have to play in the playoffs in this series. The Raptors, they're going to get one. They probably get. I'd say Raptors first half at home. The market doesn't really reflect it. I think the zigzag would be the best way to play it here. Zigzag.
We don't have to fade James Harden until later in the playoffs. Like
later in the game, later in the playoffs.
Exactly. Like win a first round series, okay. Like once he gets to the Eastern Conference Finals, then we'll fade him and he'll pull the disappearing act. Your final game tonight,
one of the best 6 men ever.
Yeah, Nuggets.
2012, he was one of the best 6 men ever. So good.
Nuggets at the Timberwolves. This series surprisingly tied at a game apiece as well. Up on FanDuel right now, Nuggets 1.5 point road favorites, total of 234.5.
Man, I've kind of flip-flopped after game 1 and game 2, but I am trusting my eyes of what I just saw. I mean, this has been a back and forth. Wolves have had the advantage in the regular season and in the playoffs for 3 years now. This is the rubber match, and I think it's closer than the market thinks. As far as are the Nuggets 4 points better than this Timberwolves team? I don't think so. I think it should be a pick 'em. If anything, the Timberwolves should be slight favorites here, especially the way Rudy Gobert is playing, the way Jokic is playing.
Since the 2021 season, Mackenzie, in the NBA playoffs, if you are a road favorite in game number 3,
right,
which we have 3 of them tonight, all 3 road teams are favored tonight. 20-8 straight up, 15-12-1 against the spread. Now, if we just isolate this to the first round of the NBA playoffs, 13-4 straight up, 10-6-1 against the spread.
Yeah, these first round series have not been as competitive as we would have hoped. So that kind of shows that.
So a little stronger trend in favor of the road favorites in the first round in game number 3 of the NBA playoffs. Stanley Cup playoffs continued last night. It was another good night for our prop bets. I mean, we just continue to cash these props. It's great. But the Penguins, well, Sidney Crosby cashed the shots on goal prop for us. But the Penguins are now down 3-0 in their series against the Flyers as they lose 5-2. Mackenzie, how many times do you think a Stanley Cup playoff team has come back from a 0-3 deficit to both force a Game 7 or even win a Game 7?
6 times.
That's like wow. That's like you're just like gonna call that like just bam. You're just gonna say 6 times
because you want to say like, oh, it's so rare 3 times, but then you're like, well, they were for a while. They were the only sport that did it until the Red Sox. It's such a random sport. You can win 4 games in a row. I'm gonna say it happened 6 whole times, maybe 5. I'm gonna guess 6.
10 times.
Damn, that is so many.
I know.
Why even play the first 3 games?
10 times. But there have only been 4 successful comebacks.
Oh, okay. I was thinking 6 successful. So
no. So there have been well, 6 was the right number in terms of unsuccessful comebacks. Right. There have been 6 times where a Game 7, or there's been 10 times where a Game 7 has been forced. Only 4 times has there been a successful 3-0 comeback. The most recent time was the 2014 Western Conference quarterfinals, where the Kings came back from 0-3 down to beat the San Jose Sharks in Game 7. Prior to that, the 2010 Eastern Conference finals, where the Philadelphia Flyers came back to defeat the Boston Bruins. Prior to that, the 1975 Stanley Cup quarterfinals, the Islanders came back against the Penguins. And then in 1942, the Toronto Maple Leafs came back from 3-0 down. The only time it's happened in a Stanley Cup final, the Leafs defeated the Red Wings in 1942. Almost happened again in 2024 when the Oilers forced a game number 7, but the Panthers won that one. So it's not impossible.
So you're saying there's a chance.
It's highly improbable for the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll leave it at that. Let's see, 3 games on the schedule for tonight, and we will continue to look for the shots on goal props. Sabres are at the Bruins. That series is tied at a game apiece. It's a -110 split both ways. Hurricanes visit the Senators, with Carolina leading 2-0. So yes, we will be looking at a Ottawa player, Ottawa -122. In that game. And the Avalanche up 2-0 in LA against the Kings. Colorado -166 road favorites. And yes, we will be looking at a player on the LA Kings. The theme is you pick a player on the team playing with the desperation. Pucks on net, pucks on net, pucks on net. I repeat myself. Pucks on net, pucks on net.
Are we going 2 goals or just shots?
No, just shots. Just shots. Even though, I mean, Cutter Gauthier scored last night. So if you looked at our 12 players now that we have bet to go over their shots on goal prop, Mackenzie, 7 of them have scored goals in their games.
So that would have been a nice little sub portfolio.
Oh my goodness. If you were sprinkling on the anytime goal scorer, you are up many, many, many units, which I always recommend doing. If you're going to bet a shot on goal prop, sprinkle a little bit on the anytime goal scorer.
I got 2 words for you, or 1 word if you hyphenate it. Hat trick.
No.
1, 2, 3.
You know what is a great bet though? During the regular season, I was just talking about this on VSiN with Ian Cameron, hosts a show called Ice Guys.
Nice.
It's a great bet, and he did it in the playoff game with Yurov Slavkovsky when he had the hat trick, and he cashed it at +800. After the player scores their second goal of the game, you live bet them to get the hat trick. Because now there's many times, and this is more so a regular season bet than a playoff bet, but many times the player doesn't score again. Okay. But what does happen, especially if that team is winning that game, Mackenzie, the teammates look for that player. They want you to get the hat trick. And if there's an empty net situation at the end, it's like the Alex Ovechkin thing. They're passing it to you to get the empty net goal. They want you to get the hat trick. They want you to celebrate. It's an incredible live betting opportunity after a player scores their second goal in a game. Put a little bit on them to get a third goal in that game. You get a fat plus money price, and it is a fun sweat to watch. All right, Major League Baseball, you know what was fun, Mackenzie? The Mets winning a game last night. That's right. The Mets snapped their losing skid at 12 straight. They beat the Twins 3-2, scoring a run in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now positive momentum, maybe. You see a team, Mackenzie, that loses 12 straight games. They snap their losing skid by finally getting a win. Are you betting on them in their next game, yes or no?
No, I think you fade them. I think they I don't know if they celebrate exactly, but they take a sigh of relief. And did they even win a game? I mean, breaking a streak on 13, we know streaks end on 13. That's a gimme. That's like a scheduled win. I'm not sure this slump is over.
Okay. Well, Mets will host the Minnesota Twins tonight with Joe Ryan on the mound for the Minnesota Twins, and making his season debut here for the New York Mets is Christian Scott. Christian Scott hasn't pitched in the majors since 2024, where he started 9 games for the Mets, went 0-3 with a 4.56 ERA, 39 strikeouts, and 12 walks in his innings that were pitched there for the New York Mets in 2024. So, yeah. I'm going to back Joe Ryan in the Twinkies tonight, probably, in Citi Field against the New York Mets. We do have a couple of day games on your schedule. Today, the Braves are at the Nationals. The Brewers are at the Tigers. Turk Skubal on the mound for the Tigers. Phillies are at the Cubs. Padres visit the Rockies. White Sox at the Diamondbacks. Dodgers at the Giants. And speaking of the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani last night, Mackenzie, another ridiculous outing on the mound. Ohtani wound up going 6 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts, 0 walks, and 5 hits allowed. He is putting up a historic season right now for the Dodgers on the mound. Like, I don't know if he'll have the innings pitched needed to win the Cy Young, but his numbers right now are Cy Young worthy for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I mean, he's already won 2 MVPs, 2 chips. What, just pitch a little more, bat a little less, win the Cy Young? It's fantasy land stuff. Why not?
Ohtani plus 1,400 to win the Cy Young in the National League up on FanDuel. He is
14-1.
He is minus 300 or minus 350 to be the MVP.
Wow. So, in April. Yeah. That's crazy.
In April. Yeah, Ohtani has just been I mean, first off, his 53 game on base streak was just snapped with yesterday, but his pitching season is, I mean, again, it's unbelievable. His ERA is 0.5 on the season. Like, it's just, the dude is having just an incredible start to his year. Here it is: 24 innings pitched, 25 Ks, a 0.38 ERA, a 0.75 WHIP, and an opponent's batting average. An opponent's batting average of 141. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Absolutely legit.
I mean,
stuff
career here. ERA, he's under 3. There's not too many guys end their career, or even, there's like 4 active players with 3,000 innings that are under 3 ERA.
I mean, just the more that I watch Shohei Ohtani, the more I have like the same reaction, which is, the clip from Happy Gilmore when Eric plays the violin, and then Billy Madison, or not Happy Gilmore, but Billy Madison, where Eric plays the violin beautifully, and then Billy Madison, Adam Sandler, just blows into the flute, and it's like, and he goes, he's good. That's it. That's all you can say about Ohtani is just you giggle, you chuckle, you go, he's good. That's it. He's good. Well, you're good, Mackenzie Rivers. And we want to thank you for tuning into this episode of Better Day. As a reminder, make sure you are following the show. You're subscribing to it wherever you get your podcasts from. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Follow us across all your social media platforms. Colby and Jake did their YouTube show on YouTube and Twitter yesterday. They'll have another show coming up on Friday. We will be back, of course, with another episode tomorrow morning as we'll recap the action from tonight in the NBA playoffs and get you set up for Friday's action as well. If you are betting the NFL draft, be careful. Don't wager a lot. It's a weird market. I mean, you can't wager a lot because the limits anyway, but just be careful betting the NFL draft. You never know what's true and what's not true with these rumors, but have fun, enjoy it, root for your team if you have a rooting interest. For Mackenzie Rivers, I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.